Hello world, Qapla, it's Prey 5, and welcome to Jar Life for Sunday, November 17th, 2019. I decided to put the view screen around the jar, just make it a little bit more interesting here. In fact, I think I'm going to move that jar graphic just a slight bit. Just a slight bit. Let's see, which one are you? Nope. That's not it. Huh. Oh, really? Okay, so I can't move it. I can't move it. This has actually got all the layers. It'd be too much of a pain to move. We'll live with it. We'll live with it for tonight. Welcome, everyone. Now, Joseph Patrick was way early, and I told him, look, Joseph, it didn't look good that I was going on anytime soon. And it was another 2 hours, so I'm glad I told him. Hector came on also and said 2005 GTI, 205 GTI. Oh, no, Joseph is subscriber number 205. Hector does not remember his subscriber number. Well, truth be told, it's hard to know what your subscriber number was, since people subscribe, unsubscribe, and the number you see when you subscribe might not be the actual number of subscriptions anyway, because YouTube is notoriously slow to update the number of subscribers. Joseph Patrick said it wouldn't be a problem, though. Everything is fine. Hope everything is fine, and he'll watch tomorrow. Thank you so much, Joseph, for your understanding. And Hector hoped to catch at least part of the stream before his family gets home. Well, Hector, I don't know if you will or not, but I hope all is well with you. Then Addy in stereo was actually number 1. And he said, I'm pretty sure he's subscriber 4 or 5. The original Joe fan first. You were probably before many, Addy, but you were not 4 or 5. Not Ryan Johnson says hello in Qapla. Hello in Qapla. Not Ryan Johnson. Cinnabon Bunny says hello. Welcome, Cinnabon Bunny. Star Trek Nitpickers says let the games begin. Thank you, sir. Although, we'll see. I have one instant lottery ticket I saved, but I will try to scratch it tomorrow on the bed live stream so I can do it live on camera, because there'll be no camera tonight. 47 Yorktown says hello, sir. Welcome, 47 Yorktown. Thank you. Life with Matthew says Qapla, bird of prey. All. Nice to have dinner company while I chase the sunset. And John Araki with a 99-cent super chat. Thank you so much, John Araki. You're chasing the sunset. Darth Revan says Bird starts a stream already an hour behind in the chat. Addy in stereo says Jar Life as in java.jar file. No, Jar Life as in my head is in a jar in the photo, in the image, so it's Jar Life. As opposed to Bed Life where you would see me in the bed. Josh Street says Da Vinci is a pain in the ass to get a video in so you can edit. Josh Street, I just I go to the edit tab and I just drag the video file right into the timeline. So I mean, I don't know that's a pain in the ass about, but that works just fine for me. I mean, if you want to do it right, you can put it into the media pool and then edit the video, you know, cut whatever you want or don't want, and then drag it into the edit timeline that way. But you can drag right from a folder on your computer directly onto the timeline. It works just fine. Star Trek Nitpicker says you were subscriber 1000 for me, Bird. Yes. You see, now that is one of the rare cases where I was pretty sure I was number 1000. Because I told you I was. I came across your channel, 999 subscribers, and I said, oh my God, I didn't even know what your content was. I subscribed. luckily, it turned out to be pretty good stuff. I'm very happy I did find it and I subscribed. But truth be told, I would have subscribed to anybody who was at $9.99 just because I remember how thrilled I was the day I crossed that threshold. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for YouTubers. And I'm glad I could be part of it, Star Trek Nitpickers. Wish I was there earlier, but was happy to get the coveted 1,000 spot. And John Araki wasn't actually a super chat, but a super poo chat, because he sent the poop emoji. Thank you, John Araki. Ozzy NF says, Bird of Prey, how are things? Things have been better, Ozzy. Things have been worse. It's been a very busy day. No small part of that has been the Anti-Trigger Space Engineer server, which Anti-Trigger had, let's shut off weapons for the first 2 days or 1 day. He said he wanted to shut off weapons for 2 days. I said 2 days is kind of a lot. Maybe 1 day? So he agreed with that. But I thought, okay, I thought it'd be simple. I would just literally turn weapons from off to on this morning and everything would be good. But stupid me didn't realize just how poorly the game is coded. That making that one little change caused all kinds of problems. People dying, people not being able to spawn from their cryopods. A giant ship, got pushed up into orbit and then ended up floating off the edge of the universe. It was a complete catastrophe. I spent over an hour trying to load various backups of the game. Even the backups, once you make this issue, apparently the issue doesn't go away even with a backup. So the entire backup system for this game, backup process, I'd have to say, is foobarred as well. Even though we think we have backups, they really don't mean anything if it can't actually restore the game to the full state it was when the backup was made. So I wasted over an hour trying to get that set up, and we ended up just having to cut our losses. And also, unfortunately, I would love to have been playing Space Engineers tonight, but it's just not yet in a place where I can safely record and show you guys where we are, because for right now, bases are being kept secret. We've moved from our main base, so I don't want to give anything away. I don't care personally, but all the other people on Team Karoga, I don't want to see their stuff get destroyed. So I gotta keep it secret for now. So for the foreseeable future, the next few days, I don't anticipate streaming until I can build my own little base somewhere else far away from the rest of the pack, and this way I can stream without fear of getting anybody else's ships or livelihood put in danger. Live with Matthews is Bird of Prey. If you weren't my first sub, you were in the top 5. Thank you, Life with Matthew. And Star Trek Nitpicker says Jar Life Binks from the prequels. I don't think that's the name. Speaking of Star Wars, though, I got tonight while I was eating dinner, I was so annoyed by everything going on. He said, let me watch a movie, and I ended up watching, I don't know, I think I'm about halfway into Solo. I'd never seen Solo yet, and it was still on Netflix. I said, let me get it before it goes to Disney+. So I put on Solo. I stopped I think it's about halfway through. He just met the woman he was trying to go back for. He just met her at a party. So I forget what happens. I haven't seen it before, but I've watched a number of reviews, but I forgot. Really, I forget what happens, and I really don't care. Feel free to spoil it away. I'll still watch at some point. Mike Richards is greetings from Columbus, Ohio. Oh, great bird of the internet. Greetings, Mike Richards. Live with Matthews is chasing a sunset equals driving west a long way. Ah, well, that makes a lot of sense, Life with Matthew. Darth Revan says, I forget what subscriber I was. Lol. I was subscriber negative. A whole bunch of numbers. Lol. Star Trek Nitpicker says, shout out to you in my next video, Bert. Thank you, man. Well, thank you, Star Trek Nitpickers. And of course, people, Star Trek Nitpickers isn't just a screen name. It is indeed a very good Star Trek channel. So check it out. Check out his stuff. Darth Revan says, you okay, man? Hope you're doing okay, man. I'm okay, Darth. Just been a long day. Trek 95 says, Bird of Prey, Darth Revan. Hello, how are you? You're asking me and Darth, how are we, I guess. And Darth is okay. Epic says, hey kids and nerds and birds, welcome Epic. Rock Solid Productions, remember, smash that like button, share via social, set chat to live, turn mic and camera on before going live, donate if you can, join the subscribe star, don't abuse emojis, and down with 10K Anti-Trekker. Yes, everybody needs to subscribe to Rock Solid Productions, who does retro gaming, and is also close to 10,000. Not as close as Anti-Trekker, but we have to have him beat Anti-Trekker to 10,000. I will feel personally insulted if Anti-Trekker makes it to 10,000 before Rock Solid. Actor says, hi, Paracos. So, Hector, I assume you did get to see a little of it before your family came. And oh my God, Joseph Petrick says, can you imagine? I am still up watching A Good Place on Netflix. It's funny. The timestamp is 0.33. You're 33 seconds into A Good Place, and you already can tell it's funny? Joseph, you need to get some sleep. Track 95 tells Darth Revan he's doing good. Shronmore says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mom of Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Shronmore. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, greetings, birds, turds, and space monkeys. Shronmore says, and greetings to Sassy. Chaser of cats, eater of cookies, the stalker of cardinals, the viler of cushions, and scourge of the squirrels. And actor says, a long day was Sis O'Prey visiting. Funny thing about that, Hector. Yes, Sis O'Prey is here. She's here for an extended period of time. I don't know for how long. I'm not sure she knows for how long. But she's changing places to live. So for the time being, she's staying here. So yes, Sis O'Prey is here. In fact, I asked her if there was anything she might want to talk about on tonight's stream, and she said no, but maybe another time, which I was actually surprised. So there's hope. There's hope. One day you can hear Sis O'Prey. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, Karoga has a lot of soldiers this time around. Yeah, I noticed. And I noticed they were on pretty much all freaking day. I was a little concerned that Turtestan doesn't have enough players. Track 95 says, Wesley Crusher, hello there, my friend, and shut up, Wesley. Yeah, Wesley, they're going to need you as soon as possible. Agnes says, is Turtestan defeated already? I think they pretty much are. Wesley says, Track 95, hey man, how's it going? Joseph says, I am 33 minutes into Monday. I forgot you Americans need to have... Oh, 12:35 a.m. I gotcha. Mom O'Prey was going to tell me, but she decided to keep it a secret. Epic says, Jar Life, so Bird is naked again. Thank God for no cameras. Actually, I'm wearing a shirt. I had to start wearing clothes again since Sis O'Prey. Since Sis O'Prey is here now. I can't go all day using just a hospital gown. So I'm actually dressed. But that said, I'm still just not awake enough or set up correctly to get on camera. So no camera tonight. However, usually that would be correct. Track 95 says Wesley Crusher going good. Been a long day. It's been a long day. Mike Richards says hello, Wesley. Track 95 says where is Sis O'Prey? She is in her bedroom. Star Trek Nitpicker says I think I saw Livingston swimming around the back there. Who's Livingston? Mike Richards. Mr. Miles says first. Welcome, Mr. Miles. Long live Wrench Nation. Cree. Welcome, Mr. Miles. How goes the Borg video, Mr. Miles? Shromore says, how dare you? I'm not naked. I'm wearing socks. Well, if you're wearing socks, you're technically not naked. Mr. Miles says, it's been a long road. Trek 95 says, Mr. Miles, you are always first. Agger says, oh, those Cree, long time since that cry was responded. And Josh Reed says, Mr. Miles, you need to do a series of videos on how to use DaVinci. There are so many videos out there on how to use DaVinci. However, if Mr. Miles did do a series on how to use DaVinci, I would most certainly watch, because I know I've barely scratched the surface. Although, I could show you guys. Something. Yeah, I could do that. Let's see. Here we go. Here's a little sneak peek. Okay. This is the new intro I've been working on for my produced videos. What do you think? What do you think of that? It's about, I don't know, 5, 10, it's about 15 seconds long. Yeah, so the video would open on the 5 inside the view screen, and you'd get the fire, and then the bird of prey would come in gold, and then turn to its real color, and then turn to red in the text, and then the whole thing fades out. Although, if it's a video where it's going to remain the bird of prey view screen, then the view screen would just stay up. It would just stay up. Oh, and you guys probably couldn't see it because it was behind the text. Let's see. Well, here's what I can do. I can render it. And then just play it in the middle of the screen. BOP5 intro November 2019. Location videos. There we go. YouTube MP4. Add to render queue. Start render. Son of a bitch. Well, let's see. Did that render correctly? Videos. It did. It did. Okay. Let's go back to the desktop one more time, and we'll make it bigger. We'll make it bigger. There we go. Okay, so this would be the start of a video, and then it would play. You get the transporter sound, and then it kind of disappears. Or if it was, again, if the view screen was staying, then the view screen would stay up, and it would just go to the scrolling star background, and I would start the video. So yeah. It's not an FLV format. I don't know where you start FLV. Let me get back to it. Mr. Miles is Bird of Prey. You want to see the demo for the Borg video later, assuming it's okay with anti-trigger. Well, if assuming I'm awake later, sure. But if it's 30 or 40 minutes, I probably don't have time to watch it tonight. But, you know, I mean, I don't need special access. I'll wait for everybody else. Miss Londell's Groovy Movie says, Qapla, Miss Londell. Actor says, so I can tell my mom now all those playmates weren't naked. Yes. Yosa says, I'm wearing a blanket and glasses. Wow. Mr. Miles says, Josh Reed, I'm still learning myself. Yes, but you're way ahead of us. Carlo Albanese says, hiya, welcome, Carlo. Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey. Did you watch the documentary Bites about a plucky young restaurant owner who grew beagles on a beagle bush and who fought to get beagle bites on every corner of Kuroga against all odds? He is now the biggest supplier of beagle food in all 5 continents. No, I've not seen that documentary, Darth. Track 95 says Mr. Miles needs to do them, but then he would need someone to edit them. Mr. Miles needs to do them, but then would need someone to edit them. No, Mr. Miles is a very capable editor. Mr. Miles says, I'm only scratched the surface myself, Bird of Prey, and I've been playing with it for a year now. Yeah, well, you've definitely got further than I have. I read that. Lightworth Matthews says, Shortcut is a super easy to use, but horribly buggy. And Epic Beard says, no, we do not want a picture of the Kuroga moon. Josh Street says, Mr. Miles, I have watched those videos, and they don't tell you how to get your OBS recorded into DaVinci. You just have to find the file somewhere on your hard drive, wherever OBS recorded it, and just drag it into DaVinci. Wesley Crutchers says, Mike Richards, hi man. Joseph says, the chat app covered it. Actor says, yeah, I'm sorry about that, Joseph, I did it again. Actor says, I was half expecting the Doctor Who theme to start playing. Mr. Miles says, Josh Street, I already hit a roadblock because I barely ever use OBS. And Wesley says, Bird of Prey, he's not home until later. No problem, Wes. Miss Londell says, I think you need an aria from your favorite Klingon opera. No. Actor says, the chat screen looks obscured. Yeah, video. Sorry about that. Mike Richards says, Mr. Miles is always first in our hearts. Mike Richards says, Josh Street, it records videos FLV, doesn't it? OBS, I mean, if OBS doesn't have an option to change the output format, then you'll have to convert it. How can OBS convert an FLV? That doesn't make any sense. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Bird of Prey, Mile Prey, Sassy, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Sci-Fi Nation. Mike Richardson in Josh Street. You can get a free and very stable video converter called Handbrake. Yes, Handbrake is good. Hector says FLV, that format still exists, and Mr. Mouse says yes, Hector. Josh Street says, Mr. Mouse, Chief Engineer, you convert OBS files to MP4 files in OBS. Sci-Fi Nation says, son of a bitch. Wesley Crusher says, damn, internet is so slow here. Mr. Mouse says, go directly. Do it directly then, but Resolve doesn't like FLV. I've learned that the hard way. A lot of FLV files are just MP4 files. If you just rename the extension, they work. Actress is riveting streaming. Sorry about that, Hector. Josh says OBS files are MKV files. And Actress is very nice. 2 thumbs up. Thank you. Yosef says nice. Mike Richards says woohoo. Wesley says Alexa call my... No, it doesn't work like that. Sci-Fi Nation says, so basically find the graphics, add sound, render, and bingo. Bird's movie magic. Joseph says, yes, Media Player Classic. It is still the best media player out there. Mr. Miles says, Josh Street Resolve doesn't like MKV either. Sadly, file compatibility isn't Resolve's strong point. I've yet to have a problem, but then I usually use all MP4. Track 95 says Bird of Prey, Alexa call no. Josh Street says, Bird, you need one of those Bird of Prey firing a torpedo that explodes with your head in a jar coming out of the explosion. That wouldn't have been bad, but unless somebody else can make that, I cannot. The Multi-Gun Man says, hey Bird, how's it going? Not bad, Multi-Gun Man. A little better now, but long day. Josh Street says, Mr. Miles, I've learned that the hard way. Trick95 says, Wesley, you're a bad influence on me. And Hector says, that would be very, very sturdy jar, Josh Street. Darth says, Bird of Prey woke up last night with an acid attack. I'm very sorry to hear that, Darth. Sci-Fi Nation says, Life with Matthew, the Talos Principle is on Xbox. One now with the Game Pass. Might try it. It was on Xbox One now with Game Pass. Might try it. And I'm about halfway through the live stream of the Talos Principle of Life with Matthew from a few days ago. I believe this is the last round, but I'm not sure. So maybe the end of the game is coming up. Or maybe he's going to put it in another episode again. I'm not sure. Haven't gotten that far. Sci-Fi Nation says, Bird of Prey, I had a media conversion file back in the day. Convert from one format to another. Yeah, I have. I've used Handbrake. I use a Wondershare program right now to do conversions. There's a few things out there. Though the Wondershare I use isn't free. It's not expensive, but it's not free. Track95 says, Wesley, you sent this message about and gave me the idea. I see. Mr. Mouse says, Josh Street, when Anti-Trigger first sent me files for projects, they were in a format Resolve did not understand, so I feel your pain. Well, Mr. Mouse is back when he still used Adobe. And Mr. Miles won that battle. Joseph says, okay, I might fall asleep. Do not take it personally. I will not, Joseph. I'm surprised you're still awake. And Track 95 tells Joseph, get some sleep. Mr. Miles says, Anti-Trigger used to mock me for using a free editor, laughed in my face, then spat on me. There will be no Christmas for you, but now he uses Resolve himself. Wow, Anti-Trigger spat on your face and told you that you'd get nothing for Christmas. Not even so-and-so Joe was gonna come to you. You weren't gonna get anything. You were gonna get left off the list. And you still make videos for him. Wow, Mr. Miles. Wow. Captain MKG with a $5 super chat. Thank you for keeping me awake during my driving. A tip from one of my passengers to you. Thank you for all that you do, friend. Thank you so much, Captain MKG. And thank you so much to this mysterious passenger that tipped the $5 to me. Whoever you are, that's very, very cool. And just a reminder to everybody that Captain MKG puts out YouTube videos as well on his gaming. He does some gaming more complicated than space engineers, in my opinion, which is a little too much for me to get into, but they're cool to watch nonetheless. So check out Captain MKG when you get a chance, especially if you're interested. What? Especially if you're interested in pretty cool gaming. Sci-Fi Nation says, I missed the last stream, Bird said. I'm so sorry about that, Sci-Fi Nation. Josh says, Mr. Miles, low, poor, anti-tracker, losing almost every battle so far this year. Captain MKG says, I meant to thank you, damn it. You did thank me. You thanked me just then, and you thanked me in a super chat. How much more thanking can you do? Sci-Fi Nation says, anti-tracker is the Grinch. Yes, he is. That's where the Grinch lives, in Turkestan. Captain MKG says, I'm going to try to post some Uber driving experience videos for all to learn. Captain MKG, that would be really cool. There's so many things, so many questions I have about Uber drivers and things, how the whole process works. I don't want to be... not that I personally take Uber, I use Uber Eats sometimes, but still, I mean, there's questions like, am I an asshole if I don't tip 20%? If I tip 5%, is that more insulting to the driver? Should I have tipped nothing rather than tip a small amount? Or are they just happy to get anything? Things like that. Questions people want to know. I think that would make a great YouTube channel. Darth Evans' Bird of Prey. I asked Allah for a new Beagle Grinder 5000 XRB. It can cook 500 loads of Beagle bites every 50 seconds. Darth Evans. Captain MKG says, thank you for the shout out. No problem. And Captain MKG says, also, passengers have been very generous. I just want to make sure to share the warmth with those that help me. You are so welcome, Captain MKG. Oh, you meant to say thank you in the super chat, and I said that you. Well, Captain, I took it as thank you anyway. I didn't even notice. And Darth Revan is subbed to Captain MKG. Just don't talk about Beagle bites with Captain MKG. Captain MKG says thank you. Sci-Fi Nations, Captain MG, already subbed to you. And Darth Revan says, Bird of Prey, Beagle bites now on Uber Eats. No, it's not. And Captain MKG says, thank you, Sci-Fi Nation. I hope you're entertained. So, I did want to talk about the... I don't know how many of you have been following it, but like 3 days ago, CBS released on StarTrek.com a Star Trek timeline video. And it went through all the different Star Trek series and put where all the different time incursions happened. And you got to see on a timeline, like when Voyager went to the beginning of the universe, when the other Q brought them to the Big Bang. He said that's where he used to hide from the continuum. So Voyager starts out the timeline, 14 billion years in the past, and then you get episodes from, I don't know, the original series and the animated series, where they're back in the Once City on the Edge of Forever, I think they're in the 30s or the 40s. And then they have Assignment Earth, and the one with the other one. They have two time travel episodes that bring them back to the 1960s. Then they leave out, I think they left out the Enterprise going, the Star Trek Next Generation, going back to like the 1800s with Guinan and Data's head. And they totally left out Deep Space Nine going back to the Bell riots. But then they had Voyager going back to meet Sarah Silverman in the 90s. And but the main thing was that they talked about and they listed the years that Star Trek Enterprise, Star Trek TOS, Star Trek the Animated Series, Star Trek The Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager all took place, and they completely ignored Star Trek Discovery. There was no mention of Star Trek Discovery. It didn't show up. There was no screenshots from it, no video, no nothing. They even had a break-off timeline where the JJ universe started, and just zero mention of Discovery. So they uploaded it a few days ago, and apparently, like, I know Lore Reloaded made a video on it, some other YouTubers made a video on it, and apparently a bunch of people on Twitter, of course, fake outrage that they were so upset Discovery wasn't represented. Of course, we know nobody who actually watches Discovery would tweet them and care, except Yosef perhaps, but I doubt Yosef would care if Discovery was in a timeline video or not. So it was just a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, a day later or so, CBS uploaded a new video in the same place as the old one, and now it looks like the same video, but if you watch, they added in Discovery. They added in Discovery to the timeline. And so now people are doing videos, oh, what does this mean? You know, is this? Is it proof? Proof that there's definitive proof that there's only one timeline, and definitive proof that the 25% difference is dead. That's bull crap. It's fake. And it means none of that. It means none of that. Okay, this is exactly just the same story that they've been telling us about Discovery since Discovery came out. From the very beginning, they said, oh yes, it's the prime timeline, or the main timeline, whatever you want to call it. But it's bullshit. It can't be the same timeline. Okay, there's only so many problems you can have with canon. Discovery has well exceeded it. There is just no way they could possibly be the same universe. And then if CBS says they are, it doesn't mean make CBS right. It just means CBS is wrong and they're lying. And they've lied to us many, many times before. So I don't understand how this is supposed to settle anything. This is just the same place we were, you know, before the video came out. If you had asked the CBS executive what timeline is Star Trek Discovery in, they would have said the prime timeline. So because they produced a video that shows Star Trek Discovery in the prime timeline, that doesn't settle anything. That just says exactly what they said the week before last. And it just means they're still wrong. Further, who anybody thinks that means the 25% is dead doesn't understand where the 25% came from. The 25% difference was direct quote. A direct quote from one of the artists hired to draw the Enterprise, to design, not draw because it's 3D, to design the Enterprise in Star Trek Discovery. And he was told it had to be 25% different. Now, he wasn't told why it had to be 25% different, but he was told it was to be 25% different. This is not a rumor. This is a fact. This was posted on his Facebook page. There's absolute proof it was posted. There's absolute proof he said it. Now, yes, he did delete the post once he realized that he probably shouldn't have said this, but it was there. It's real. There's nobody, you can't deny that it happened. Okay, there's plenty of proof this got posted. So there's either two options. Either he really was told it had to be 25% different, but not told why, or he lied. And who the hell, why would you lie and make up such a ridiculous statement for no gain of your own? You had nothing to gain by telling people randomly it had to be 25% different. Nothing to gain. You know. So why would a grown man just make this up? It makes no sense. It makes far more sense that he was told it had to be 25% different. And so he assumed that it was for legal reasons. But as we know, and I'm not saying the 25% is real, but it's not a legal reason. It's not that they had to be 25% different. It's that they wanted to be 25% different. Because if they're 25% different, then they can monetize, they can make their own merchandise, and they probably will get a bigger cut out of so-called Star Trek Discovery or Alex Kurtzman originals than they would out of TOS originals, okay? Had the Enterprise been the exact same Enterprise, like it was in Star Trek Deep Space Nine, The Trouble with Tribbles, then if somebody buys a model of the Enterprise, 100% of that money goes to CBS. Or, you know, whatever CBS has now become, if it's, you know, there was the recent rights change, so. But the point is, none of that money would go to Alex Kurtzman and Secret Hideout. However, if Secret Hideout has its own version of the spaceship, its own version of characters, its own version of everything, that they can definitively say, no, if you buy this, you're buying it because you want the Star Trek Discovery version of the Enterprise. If you buy this, it's because you want the Star Trek Discovery version of Spock, right, of Mr. Spock. If you buy the one that looks like Ethan Peck, you want Discovery Spock. If you buy the one that looks like Leonard Nimoy, you want CBS or Paramount Spock. It's super simple to figure out. I don't understand why it's so hard to understand. It's a marketing decision, but it is 100% real. And I'll be right back.
Introduces the extraordinary Kodamatic trim print instant color film. Unlike the ordinary instant print, the extraordinary trim print lets you lift off the image to capture the color just the way you like it. And now look how slim I am. I slip easily into places the ordinary bulky instant doesn't fit. So you can keep me in style here in your album with your regular pictures. You can trim me. Watch it. And I'm so thin you can put me where you couldn't put an ordinary instant picture. You can show me off. You can do all kinds of things with me that you can't do with an ordinary instant picture. Here I am, with the new Kodamatic trim print instant color film.
Anyone can do extraordinary things, but he didn't tell you trim print is only for Kodamatic instant cameras.
You didn't tell him it's only from Kodak.
What?
You didn't tell him it was only from Kodak.
Extraordinary.
Thank you. Trim print, the extraordinary new instant color film from Kodak.
And nothing to do. Give me the sunshine, give me your dew. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and smooth, refreshing mountain dew. Yeah, give me a river, give me a dew. Give me my good friends, give me a dew. Give me the sunshine, give me a dew.
Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Yeah, so that's was something I was wanted. It's been annoying me, and I needed to get that out there. Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey, thank you also for the shout the other night, my friend. You are welcome, Sci-Fi Nation. And again, for those who don't know, Sci-Fi Nation just put out his first video. So check it out. Check it out. Epic Beard says Bird hates beagle bites, unsubbed. I can't help you. Sci-Fi Nation says Captain MKG. Indeed, Darth Revan says Captain MKG. You get a month's supply of beagle bites. First, it's beagle bites, not beagle bites. Hope it don't mind being a bit rough and sassy. Oh, Darth. Trek95 says Bird is a secret Beagle Bites fan. Captain NKG says Sci-Fi Nation awesome. Some more Civ 6 videos coming out soonish. Sci-Fi and Captain NKG looks forward to it. Captain MKG says Darth Revan, good to know. I'll make room in my diet, along with domestic hairballs from my kitty. Oh, from my cat Lily. Excuse me. Captain MKG gives a live long and prosper and thumbs up to Sci-Fi Nation. Josh reaches Bird of Prey. They left out DS9. Going back to the main. Yes, they left out DS9 in a Tribble episode. They left out DS9 in the Bell Riots. They left out DS9 in Little Green Men. Okay, where the Ferengi, where Quark, Rom, Nog, and Odo go back in time to Roswell, and they're responsible for the Roswell crash. Okay, Discovery. Deep Space Nine got no love. Deep Space Nine got no love in the time travel episodes on that video. And you know what? That's no surprise, because they've always treated Deep Space Nine like a crappy, second-rate series. I can only assume because they're racists. Multi-Government says CBS, constant bullshit, indeed. Darth Revan says NKG, our sister restaurant, Kitten Mittens, is opening soon. Captain NKG's Epic Beard, please trademark that immediately. What did Epic Beard say? Bird hates beagle bites? You want him to copyright that? Trademark that? Captain NKG says, I mean the Multi-Gunman. CBS, constant bullshit. I don't know if you can get a trademark on that. Captain MKG says, sometimes I get lost in the chat. Darn. Captain MKG says, Darth Revan, I'll be sure to get in my order ASAP. Multi-Gunman says, Captain NKG, he should. LOL. Sci-Fi Nation says, not Ryan Johnson, thank you, my friend, for the sub, if you're in chat. Epic Beard says, I stopped watching network TV long ago. CBS, etc. are all full of BS. And Yosef says, sure, Larry, just poke me. Life with Matthew says, STD is prime because Michael is in it. TOS, TNG, DS9 are in an alternate timeline. Yes, I also, Life with Matthew, when people started saying the prime timeline, I started saying, wait, I don't think that means what you think it means. But I finally gave up and went with them because it seems like they outnumbered, 10 to 1. But in math, right? Okay, if you have X, and then you can have X prime. Right? You don't start with X prime. You don't call the first thing X prime. The original is just called the original. If it's A, or X, or Z, whatever, and then the alternate, that's A prime, or alpha prime, or X prime, or Z prime. So when I first heard the prime universe, I was like, oh, so that's like the alternate universe. And just the original universe wouldn't be called prime, it would just be universe. You would say this is the universe and this is the prime universe. But no, people started thinking prime meant primary, which I get it. It certainly could, but as somebody who learned about things in math calling alternates primes, it didn't make sense to me. Cheryl Moore says, Bird of Prey, of course, STD can be in the prime timeline. The god of the CBS universe got its deity from gender studies course, so rationality, reason, science, and responsibility are all absent. I wouldn't be surprised. Ozzy NF's Bird of Prey. The 25% difference was created by CBS for the purpose of selling merch and models, and the artist was John Eves, who posted it in the Twitter. Thank you. Yes, John Eves. And I believe the 25% was indeed created by an agreement between CBS and Secret Hideout, so that Secret Hideout could get, and I'd be honest to say, a fair shake, a fair stake in merchandise that they create. Okay, and to be completely honest, if Secret Hideout comes up with a design for a ship, they should be entitled to some of the sales of the toys. I wouldn't fight that. Now, as it turns out, nobody gives a shit about Star Trek Discovery toys or merchandise, so it really didn't make any difference because they're not selling anything, worth a damn to begin with. But had Discovery been a hit, and you had thousands of people looking for the Discovery Enterprise and the Shinzu or the Klingon, oh my God, those awful Klingon ships. If there's that was the toy to have this Christmas, then yeah, it would only make sense Secret Hideout got some money off that. However, the only thing people want are the original, and I hope this works because I didn't get it ready beforehand. But let's see if this will work. Do I have it up? Do I have it somewhere? Come on. Come on. Be here. Be here. Is that it? Yes, okay. Now. Come on. Okay, great. It worked. So this isn't, and I think I showed this, but this is an article in the New Yorker by Michael Chabon. And in this article, and I'm not going to go through it, because I think I might have already, Michael Chabon talks about his father dying and how he wrote the short track Q&A while his father was dying, and how him and his brother basically flew up to see his father die because they knew he was in bad shape. And for somebody like me, it reads like he flew up because his other brother and sister or something were taking care of him the whole time, and so he didn't fly back till he turned out that he was dying. And I was like, well, why didn't you go back for the times that you could have helped your family and given them some time off while he was still alive? But whatever, I won't get into that. But what I will point out with is the artwork. The artwork for this in the New Yorker. What enterprise is this? Michael Chabon. This is artwork of Michael Chabon at his father's bedside in the hospital, and you can see as his spirit is leaving the body, and he's imagining that it is Spock himself, Spock's spirit leaving his father's body. But in the window is the Enterprise. And which Enterprise is it? I'll give you a hint. It's not no bloody A, B, C, or D. It is the TOS Enterprise, the original series Enterprise. Okay? It is not the Disco Prize. This is not the Enterprise that Captain Pike is captain of in this Discovery and the short treks. This is not the Enterprise that showed up at the end of Season 1 and was with us through all of Season 2. This was not the Enterprise that shits. Yes, shits. Shuttles, worker bees, and fighters, and drop pods, okay? This is not the Enterprise that has a Six Flags roller coaster as the turbo lift. This is the original Enterprise, the 1960s Enterprise. Why did they put in the 1960s Enterprise into this story? Why didn't they use the Disco Enterprise? Because nobody likes the Disco Enterprise, and even the New Yorker knows that. They didn't want the Disco Prize in here. Nobody would have known what the hell that ship was. Even Michael Chabon, who himself is writing for, I think it's Picard and Short Tracks, and I'm sure he's got something to do with Discovery. Even his own article, they used the original Enterprise, because that's the ship that means something. That's the ship that resonates with the audience. That's the ship people remember. And I gotta say, the Disco Enterprise is a very nice looking ship. I don't hate the ship by any means. It is an excellent looking ship. It makes no sense that it has all this room for shuttles. It makes no sense that that's supposed to be the Enterprise that we see in the original series. It doesn't fit into continuity, but just piece for piece, taking it as its own, it is a very fine looking ship. But even given the choice, they could have drawn that Enterprise. They chose to draw the original Enterprise, because who the hell would know what the Discovery Enterprise was? They'd look at it and they'd say, oh, maybe they drew the movie Enterprise or something. But everybody recognizes this design. This is the original Enterprise. And this is what they should have used in Discovery. Even if they didn't get any, direct monetization off of it, maybe they would have sold some other toys. Right? Maybe you could have picked up an Enterprise and a Shinzu or something in a combo pack. Instead, nobody's buying it. In his own frickin' article, he doesn't even use the right Enterprise for his own timeline. Amazing. Darth Revan says you're 25% different. Sci-Fi Nation says 25% was because licensing between CBS and Paramount at the time and before Viacom merger. Trek Yards has the whole thing on it and riff on several bits. Yes, there is. It is proof positive it's out there. But certain YouTubers seem to think that it's fictional. And they think somehow that stupid video that got posted and then reposted the other day is proof positive the 25% doesn't exist. And it's just complete and total nonsense. Ozzy NF says, Sci-Fi Nation, I had nothing to do with Paramount. It was just for merch. It had separate and recognizable at a glance. Yes. Chuck NF says, someone needs to give STD penicillin. No, I say we just take them off life support. Let them go. Let them go quietly into the night. Sci-Fi Nation's Ozzy NF because of licensing, as I said, and Sci-Fi Nation yells, Jaloja! Mr. Lodell says, New Flash, no one wants Secret Robots version of anything Trek. Epic Beard says, New Beagle Bites Deluxe will be 25% different than the original. 25% less Beagle, 25% more alpaca. Jesus. What CBS did with Trek. Miss Lundell says David Copperfield selling cameras. Josh Reed says Jaloja ring, so Bird needs to do it 25% different. Ozzy NF says not licensing Sci-Fi Nation. CBS owns both Star Trek and Discovery. Had nothing to do with Paramount or Kurtzman's Secret Hideout. CBS wanted Discovery to have a separate brand for merch. I believe it has to do with a Secret Hideout getting money from their own stuff, okay? If they design a ship, they should be entitled to some of the profits should the ship ever sell as a toy or as a model kit or as whatever. You know, if it's licensed Discovery merchandise, then Secret Hideout gets a share. If it's licensed TOS material or licensed movie material, then CBS or Paramount got most of the share. Although, to be fair, CBS gets a share of even Secret Hideout stuff, but Secret Hideout doesn't get a share of all CBS stuff. Not Ryan Johnson says, hey, it's David Copperfield. Didn't he have sexual relations with Frank? No. Multi-Gunman says, yes, old commercials. This is oddly entertaining. And Sci-Fi Nation says, that's why he has commercials, indeed. Cinnabon says, it's all to promote the merger. Ozzy NF says, Cinnabon, the merger is not close. Ozzy says, it's going to be a while before the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Cinnabon Bunny says, all Trek under one roof again. Well, not really, because Secret Hideout is not going to be under the roof. Star Trek nitpickers, they're selling Mountain Dew on Romulus now. And Sci-Fi says, Ozzy NF, that's on them if they keep the JJ look. Cinnabon Bunny says, merger to be completed in December. And Ozzy says, Sci-Fi Nation, I agree, cause it sucks. Cinnabon, I will bet money, it won't be done by then. Sci-Fi Nation's Bird of Prey, Little Green Men in top 1P of DS9 episodes. The top 1 of DS9 episodes, I could say it's up there. I don't know about it being in the top, I don't think it's the top episode. And I would be hard-pressed to say it's in the top 10. Because DS9 has some frickin' amazing episodes. Multi-Gunman says, treat DS9 like a redheaded stepchild. Damn gingers. Indeed. And Sci-Fi... top 10. Okay. Top 10. That makes sense. Well, Sci-Fi Nation, I'd say it's close. It is close indeed. And to be honest, so is the Bell Riots one. And so's... I'll tell you... Trials and Tribulations is definitely top 10. Trials and Tribulations, definitely top 10. Shromore says, Sci-Fi Nation, I've resubbed to you. For some reason, YouTube has unsubscribed me from your channel. I have been unsubscribed from several channels lately without my knowledge. Damn you, YouTube. Miss Londell says, DS9 was the best of contemporary Trek series. I agree. And Star Trek nitpickers, DS9 is superb. I also agreed. Sci-Fi Nation, Shromore, that sucks. Sorry, my friend. Trek 95 says, Miss Londell's groovy moves. I agree with you about DS9. And Star Trek nitpicker says, there's Prime, and then there's Canon. Indeed. Miss Londell says, we got bamboozled by that Prime stuff. Everybody wanted to like Prime because Amazon Prime. It's good. Multi-Gunman says, DS9, my personal favorite Trek. Star Trek Enterprise is my second favorite. Oh, DS9 is my personal favorite Trek. Star Trek Enterprise is my second favorite. You know what, Multi-Gunman? I am pretty damn close with you, except I have to put TOS at the top. Then DS9, and then Enterprise. And they're all very, very near. Although, I'll say that DS9 and TOS are damn near tied, though I put TOS above DS9. And then there is a bit of a... It's not that Enterprise is close. Enterprise is definitely a tier down from DS9. But it's not a big tier. It's just a tier. And Sci-Fi Nation says, Showmore, thank you for the sub and resub, bud. More to come. Trek 95 says, Miss Lundell, there's no such thing as Prime. Vile Mike says, howdy, folks. Welcome, Vile. Chief Cook says, hi, guys. Welcome, Chief Cook. And Sci-Fi Nation says, my list best to worst. TOS, Enterprise, TNG, DS9, Voyager, the animated series, STD, aka Disco. I don't even list the animated series or Discovery. Shromore says, Sci-Fi Nation, and indeed any of my fellow nerds. I have subbed to most, if not all, of the regulars here. Let me know if I've been unsubscribed, and I will resubscribe ASAP. Well, Shromore, unfortunately, as a YouTuber, we have no way of seeing who's subscribed to us. I wish we could, but that is not a list YouTube gives us. Vile Mike says, I would not mind some Discovery Lego sets. so I can smash them and not feel guilty, then make them again and smash again, repeat as needed. Except while I would melt them down, and then I'd have just a bunch of toxic goo. Although I do wish Lego had the Star Trek IP. Imagine if they had Star Trek instead of Star Wars. I would have in my house right now an Ultimate Collector's Series 3-foot wide Klingon bird of prey with articulating wings. It probably cost $850, but goddammit, I would have bought it and I would have built it, and it would be sitting right in front of me on top of my television. Instead, I have Tower Bridge and Big Ben there. I'm saving a lot of money that Lego doesn't own Star Trek. If they owned Star Trek rights, I would be broke. I would be perpetually broke. I'd be begging. I'd be begging on the live stream. I'd have a tip cup, and I'd be like, money, give me money for my Lego addiction, please. I need more Lego, Star Trek Lego. Sci-Fi Nations is show more. It doesn't say who is subbed, only how many. That's true. And a notification if someone does. Yeah, we don't get notification when someone unsubs. Mr. Lundell says, looks like a Constitution class ship from the TOS. It is. Derek McManus says, greetings all. Hope you are all well. Well enough, I guess. Derek, welcome. I hope you are well. Shromore says, Sci-Fi Nation, the person shall set to visible. You should be able to see it in the dashboard. Derek says, weak Scottish accent, I'm afraid, Joe. I didn't even attempt to do a Scottish accent. Where did I try to do a Scottish accent? Vile Mike says, I did actually like the Disco Prize, save for an endless shuttle bay. Yeah, Vile, I'm not saying the Disco Prize was bad by any means. I thought it was the best ship we've seen in Discovery so far. But it's not an iconic ship like the TOS Enterprise. Sci-Fi Nation Stromore still figuring out all the features soon. Lol. Epic Beer says, I like disco prizes. Sometimes you get free drinks. Yes, disco prizes. Stromore, Disco Stew. Disco Stew does not enter contests. Stromore says, Derek McManus' bird of prey Scottish accent is just as good as Sean Connery's Russian accent. Where did I do this? What did I do the Scottish accent on? I'm looking at... Okay, I skipped ahead in the chat. Somebody tell me what line did I do the Scottish accent on? Nobody wants to say anything. Okay, we'll keep going. We'll see if somebody enters it. Star Trek Nitpickers looks like he puts in a robot face. Derek says, fair point there. Sci-Fi Nation says, Disco Prize does look good. Boo for using the JJ Shuttle Bay. Trek 95 says, so Disco Prize versus Enterprise, no question. Vile Mike says, face it, Bird, they use classic TOS Enterprise because that is the one the layperson will remember because of the amount of history it has and the pop culture resonance it has, which is why they should have used it in Discovery. Sci-Fi Nation's STD used the JJ version of canceled Phase 2 Concept Enterprise. I tell you, if that was the... Oh, I tried to do a Scotty's accent on no bloody A, B, C, or D. Oh. Yeah, I didn't even realize I was trying to do it, but I guess I did. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Now that's terrible. It started off okay. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Oh, have to get Darth's cousin over. He can do it better. Vile Mike says, same reason the Falcon will always be the one from A New Hope, not the new one or the one from Solo. And Sci-Fi Nation says, and the Discovery is a revamped concept for the Phase 2 Enterprise. So good that Phase 2 never happened. Shrome was his Bird of Prey. I'm glad the STD Enterprise looks nothing like the original Enterprise. I don't want the great ship defined in a horrific way STD did with Trek. The original remains unspoiled. Sci-Fi Nation Shrome, the movie era Enterprise, is also based on the canceled Phase 2 concept. While the movie Enterprise looks gorgeous, the Discovery, the USS Discovery does not. And the JJ Enterprise, oh man, those warp nacelles. The rest of it is okay, but those warp nacelles, they ruin it. Those big bulbous warp nacelles. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. Miss Londell says, I think you need to categorize DS9 episodes. Ferengi episodes should be one category, Bajoran another, and so on. Well, if you want to go ahead and categorize them, you can, Miss Londell. That seems like it would take a long time. Shromore says, the Bell Rides have one of the best lines in Trek, up there with Star Trek 4 quotes, and I don't like your hat. Huh. I like when Kira and Miles were beaming back through time trying to find them, and they come up to the hippies, and the hippies like give them a flower, and they just see them transport away, and Miles is like, uh-oh, and the hippies are so high they don't even know what the hell's going on. They'll just attribute it to a bad trip. Sci-Fi Nation says, the Bell Ride seemed like an homage to City on the Edge of Forever, as was Carbon Creek from Season 2 of Enterprise. Yes, Carbon Creek from Season 2 of Enterprise is one of my favorite episodes, not only of Enterprise, but of all Trek. And it makes me think of, although I didn't think of it as particularly as a favorite episode, but the Voyager episode, where Jane's great-great-great-great-grandmother or whatever, or great-great-grandmother, was on Earth, trying, in the past. It wasn't technically a time travel episode, it was just, let's do an episode in the past, and use Janeway to play her own great-great-grandmother. Live with Matt, this is the last episode of Enterprise, keeps it from being one of my favorite series. I can't let one episode stop it. It's not the series' fault that they screwed up the finale. Sci-Fi Nation's Epic just moved to Kuroga, but alpacas are furry and stink. I don't think alpacas stink. Sci-Fi Nation's Life with Matthew agreed, plus went against TNG lore with the episode The Pegasus. Yeah, they just screwed that up totally. Captain MKG, Bird of Prey, have a great stream to you and the rest of the chat. I'm headed out for some Uber stories. Thank you, and to those who have recently subbed, I am truly on. Thank you. Have a very fun and safe time Ubering, Captain MKG. Actors, as I spent my last thumbs down yesterday, I'm waiting for a new bundle epic. And Joshua says, the no bloody A, B, C, or D. I know. There have been 5 vessels with that designation. Please specify by registry number. NCC 1701. No bloody A, B, C, or D. Sci-Fi Nation says, quick, someone type German so Bird of Prey sounds like a Klingon. Shromore says, Bird of Prey, you were not really doing a Scottish accent, you were quoting Scotty. Yes. And thank you from Relics. Oh, Relics! Okay, not that you're still here, Addie. But if you were still here, Addie, in stereo, the episode you're looking for is called Relics, not Scotty. Right before I started streaming, Addie in stereo was talking about the episode with the Dyson sphere, and I said, I think it's called Scotty. No, it's called Relics. Mike Richards says when. You said no A, B, C, or D. Thank you. Agger says Frankfurt Uten Volkswagen Schubert. Frankfurt Uten Volkswagen Schubert. Vile Mike says bought some small Star Wars Lego ships since they were $1 a piece, and maybe I can copy Bird and just put them together on a live stream. You should, Vile. You should. Vile says, I like the JJ Prize too, except it's too big and the nacelles are too close. Yeah, the nacelles are the biggest problem of the JJ Prize. Sci-Fi Nation Bird of Prey, there were several concepts for Phase 2 Enterprise. STD just happened to pick the worst one. Mr. Miles says, I did beam through time there. I did beam through time. Sure you did, Mr. Miles. And DJ Odyssey says, greetings all. Welcome, DJ. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings to DJ. Mr. Miles says, Bird of Prey. That episode Voyager is called 1159 about Janeway's ancestor. Thank you, Mr. Miles. Mike Richards says, DJ, yes. Miss Lindell says, Carbon Creek, been a while since I've seen Enterprise. Got to check that one out tomorrow. Oh, definitely, Miss Lindell. It is one of my favorites for sure. It's about the Vulcans' real first contact with Earth. DJ Odyssey says, hi, Bird and Mama Prey. Welcome, DJ. How's it all tonight? We're getting to the end here, DJ, but thank you for coming. Sci-Fi Nation says, I still have my Season 1 of Enterprise in a case that looks like the NX warp engine as seen on screen. Oh, very cool. Resolute says, hey, DJ, how you been? DJ says, trying to get dang weather to cooperate so I can get done in the field. Other than that, peachy. And DJ says he's getting ready for his game show debut tonight. Very cool. What time are you doing the game show debut? Josh reads his Bird of Prey. Vogelbrock, Inkain, Jaloja. Were you trying to make me say something bad there, Josh Street? Vogelbrock, Inkain, Jaloja. And yeah, what game show, DJ? Spill the beans, DJ. DJ says, I'm going to be on another stream later tonight against 4 others and Name That Tune at 10 p.m. Eastern. Well, I'll be asleep. But good luck, DJ. We wish you the best of luck. Okay, guys. Well, I think I'm going to call it a night here. Thank you guys all for coming. Thank you for listening to me to complain and ramble about the 25% difference and the Star Trek timeline videos. Tomorrow, planning to do a bed life at our normal time, somewhere between 4 and 5 p.m. Eastern. And that's about it. Remember, guys, I do unlist my live streams, so please, you can still watch them. If you go to my YouTube channel and go to the playlists, you can go to either the Bed Life playlists, and that'll get you the Bed Life streams or the Jar Life streams. Or you can go to the playlist Live and Unlisted, and that will let you see any of the live streams I've done and any unlisted streams I've done. They're all in one giant playlist. So they're there, they're available, and they're on YouTube. It's just YouTube isn't going to promote them. Also, if you still have the email or the link to them, like at antitrekker.com, it links to it. On my Discord, it links to all the videos. On my Twitter, it links to all the videos. Any of those links still work. So there's actually very little difference of it being unlisted, except that YouTube doesn't actively promote it, and instead uses it to promote one of my non-live stream videos, usually, which really helps with the algorithm and helps with the numbers. So just a reminder that this one will be unlisted either late tonight or first thing in the morning. Josh Reed says, that says Bird needs a Jaloja in German. Oh, well, thank you. Rezo Germs is what channel yours? No, DJ, he put up a post in his Discord about where it's going to be. Sci-Fi Nation, Bird of Prey, great stream as always, bud. Live long and alpaca, everyone. Trek 95 says, good night, Bird. DJ says, not mine. Streamer named Handstar. Trek 95 says, awesome. See you then. Sci-Fi Nation says he doesn't use Discord, I guess. Trek 95 says, live long and prosper. Shrumwar says, thanks, Bird of Prey. I really enjoyed the live stream as always. Thank you. And then DJ asks if he uses Twitter. Mike Richards says, farewell from Columbus, Ohio. Sci-Fi Nation says, yes, got that. Not Ryan Johnson says, good night, and Qapla. 47 Yorktown says, sleep well, sir. Good evening, guys. Thank you. DJ says, I'm DJ Odyssey _71 on Twitter. Or, this is the stream tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern. He just puts in the link. Thank you, DJ. Sci-Fi Nation says, Jacification is the twatter. Is the name on Twitter. Resolute says, see you there, DJ. And DJ says, you got a sci-fi on Twitter. Okay, guys, good night. And Qapla. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything Birdo Prey 5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.